Okay, I want to talk about finding domain and range with functions. So let's refresh our memory a little bit on writing an and statement. So if we have an and statement, that means that our graph is going into each other. So they're looking like this. And most of the time, you'll see either an opened or a closed circle, and then the lines are connected. And remember that an and statement, you always can write it with this in the center, and then your low number is here and your high number is here. And once you have that as a starting point, then you have to ask yourself if there's an opened or a closed circle. And if there's closed circles, you would add your bar underneath of here. So let's just do an example. Like, let's say I had this line here, and let's say our 2 points were at -2 and 4. So because this is going into each other, we know it's an and statement. So I know it's going to be -2 less than x less than 4. I know that that's going to be true because I know that all and statements have that. Um, and so once we look at that, then we look and we see that at -2, there is a closed circle. I don't know. Sorry about that. So we have a closed circle at -2, which means I'm going to add the bar, and then that would be my and statement for that graph. Um, okay, so I don't know what's going on here. Okay, let's move to domain and range. So if you recall on your notes, domain is all your x values, and range is all your y values. And if you look here, remember x's go horizontally and y's go vertically. So to find this ordered pair here, you're going to go -5 in the x direction and -3 in the y. So this ordered pair is going to be at -5, -3. And then this ordered pair over here, you're going to go 7 in the x and 2 in the y. So we're going to go 7 and 2, and that's your ordered pair. And this technically is an and statement because I have a starting point and I have an ending point. So if we think about our domain, we know domain is your x's, and we are asked to find our domain. If you need to, what you can do is you can put this onto a number line. So if we look at our ordered pairs, our x of our ordered pair here is -5, and the y, or excuse me, the x of the other ordered pair is 7. So I know I'm going from -5 to 7. And at -5, I have a closed circle. And at 7, I also have a closed circle. And it's a connecting them. So when I draw it like this, it kind of reminds us of what we learned last week. We have an and statement, and both of them are closed. Because we have an and, we know that we're going to go from -5. It's going to be less than x less than, and then I'm going all the way to 7. And then I ask myself, do I have closed circles? And yes, I actually have them on both of them. So I'm going to underline on both of them. And there would be my domain. So my domain, we're always going to write in um, braces like we have there. So then we want to look at our y's. And if we look at our y values, our y here is -3 and our y here is 2. So range is our y values. So our range, we know we have to put in braces, and if we want to put it onto a number line, my small y is -3 and my bigger y is 2, and I am a closed circle at both of them. And now we can visualize this as what we did last week. So I'm going from -3 less than, now we have to remember because range is y, that we write a y here and not an x, because y is now our variable because we're talking about range. So there is our range, and then because we have closed circles, I'm going to add my bar underneath of it, and that is the domain and range of a function that has a starting point and an ending point.